are several components that you are going to need to create your launch plan. There's 9 pages that I suggest that you have. You should have a title page. You should also have a why page that's mixed with a quick facts page, a mission and vision page, a pastor and team bio page, a timeline page, a budget page, how to partner with us page, a ways to give page, and a contact us page. There's also 3 bonus pages that I'll give you at the end. All right, so let's talk about your title page. Your title page is going to be the first thing that people see whenever you hand them your launch plan. So you're going to want it to look nice, attractive. You can go whatever style you want, whether you want it to be super creative and out there or minimalistic. That choice is up to you. But here's things that you will need for your title page. You're going to need a logo. That logo you can create yourself. If you have logo design skills, kudos to you. If not, you can use websites such as Fiverr.com. And my suggestion is you try 2 or 3 people on Fiverr.com and you can get a really nice looking logo for around $5. Set your budget to maybe $20 to $30 and choose 2 people at the $5 category and 1 person at the $15 to $20 category and just see what kind of logos you get. The next thing you'll need on that title page is obviously the name of your church. And obviously you've been praying about this and you know what God wants you to call the name of your church, whether it's something related to your city or just something that God has given you. The next thing that needs to go on that page is the location. Now, I'm not talking about a physical address location. If you have it, that's nice. You can add it on there. But if not, just make sure you add that city. And you're also going to want a picture of that city, whether it's a special place in the heart of the town, or it's a special statue or monument that's in that town that recognizes that town or that city that you're planning a church in. Go ahead and grab a picture of that and make sure you add that to that title page. The next page that we want to tackle is the why and the quick facts page. And on this page, you're obviously going to have your why. Why are you planning a church in the city that you are planning? You have to write this down. If you don't write it down, trust me, you're going to forget it. On this quick facts side of the page, you're also going to need to know your demographics, your ecclesiographics, and your ethnographics. Your demographics are going to be your things like your median age, your median income, your population, and your ethnicities. You can find all this at census.gov. Your ecclesiographics is going to be what type of religions are in your area, whether it be Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, charismatic churches, Baptist churches, anything like that. You'll be able to find this at thearda.com. This is important to know because you're going to be trying to tell people why you're planning a church in your area. And one of the things that you can tell them is, hey, there's not a Pentecostal church in this area. All there is a Muslim or a Hindu or another religion in this area, and we need to get a Pentecostal church, an apostolic church in this area. And then the next thing that you'll need to know is your ethnographics. For this, you'll have to get some boots on the ground. You'll have to know what the culture is of this city. You'll have to know how they like to do things. Do they have a bunch of community events? Are they more secluded? Are they coffee lovers? Are they pizza lovers? What is it that drives your community, drives the culture in that community? And one of the things that I like to do is I like to add some fun facts, whether it be that, in Sealy, Texas is where you found Sealy mattress store. That's where it came from. Something small that allows people to know that you are connecting in a different way to the city that you are located. You'll also want to know if there's any colleges. You'll want to know if there's any high schools and elementary schools, and that'll give you a good idea of what you need to do to reach your city. The third page that you'll want to focus on is your mission and vision page. Now, this page is going to be a lot simpler than it sounds. You're going to write out your mission and you're going to write out your vision. The difference between your mission and your vision is a mission is what allows you to say, hey, my mission is to do this. This is what my church wants to do. This is what we're called to do. Your vision is, this is where my church is going. This is where I see my church being for people. For instance, my church is going to be a church that is here for restoration. My church is going to be a church that is here for healing. Whatever that is, whatever your vision, the vision that God's given you, write it down, make it plain. All right, the fourth page that we're going to work on is going to be the pastor and the team bio. Now, if you don't have a team, just focus on the pastor bio, but hopefully you're planning with a team because that's how you will find the most success in planting a church. And so you're going to want to have a bio for you and your team. Now, this is just going to be your ministry experience and maybe your degrees, if you have any degrees, and maybe a hobby or something in there, just to give people an idea of who you are. And we'll talk about the difference between a bio and a pastoral intro later on in this video. So the fifth page that we're going to be working on is the timeline. Every timeline is going to be different. It could be 1 year timeline, 2 years, 3 years. That's dependent on you and your funding. Now, I'm going to give you this tidbit of information. It's going to take about 2 months to get all your legal processes done in forming the organization of the church. That's the 501c3 and all those legal things. And then it's recommended, I've spoke to several church planners, and most church planners recommend that you take 6 months before your launch date, and that's when you start your monthly interest gatherings. And so make sure that you add that to your timeline. You're also going to be adding stuff to the back end of your timeline post-launch, saying, hey, after a year from post-launch, we're going to start thinking about planning another church. And so this is really important to show the vision that you have for your church plant. All right, the next page is one that nobody wants to talk about unless you're a spreadsheets person, and that is the budget. Now, you want to think about everything here because you want to make sure that you have enough funds to be able to plant your church. And so you're going to want to think about, are you going to be a portable church? Are you going to be a church that already has a facility, or are you going to go into a storefront? So do you need projection for lyrics? Do you need chairs? Do you need a stage? What do you need to get your church started? You're going to need marketing and merch information. So you're going to want to set a budget for t-shirts. You're going to want to set a budget for a website, flyers, postcards, invite cards, signage for your church. And again, at this point, also think about your interest gatherings. Are you going to be buying donuts? Are you going to be buying everybody pizzas? Think about that within your budget. Also think about the facilities that you're going to be using, whether it's going to be a school, like I said earlier, a storefront, a building, whatever it is. What are the rental fees? Some churches need some renovations. What are the renovation fees? Think about all this, put it into a budget, come up with a number. Another ministry that you're going to want to create a budget for is your kids ministry. This is nursery, and then kids probably ages 3 to 12. So you're going to want to make sure that you have equipment for them, sound equipment for them. You're going to want to make sure that they have Sunday school curriculum. You're going to want to make sure that you have nursery supplies, check-in station supplies, all that. And I'm going to put a link down below. If you're a portable church, there's an awesome website that you can look at, and they already have all this set up. There's been many church planners that have used it, and you'll be able to get a breakdown of all these things and what you need. And then again, remember those startup costs. Again, those legal setup fees, anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000. Make sure you add that to your budget as well. Now, page number 7, how to partner with us. And so this page is dedicated to how people can get involved with your church plant at its pre-launch, launch, any one of those phases. 3 of the primary ways that people can do this is by prayer, and you can say, hey, will you pray for us? Next is they can give. Hey, you can give. And then third, join us. Join our team. Join the launch team. And these are 3 ways that you can partner with us. And then also, if you want to add something special for those who have already sponsored you in this endeavor, you can add their logos down at the bottom saying, hey, these people have already sponsored us. And what this does is it creates a Jones effect. Now, if you aren't in sales, you won't really know what a Jones effect is, but if you've ever heard of, are you keeping up with the Joneses? That is what the Jones effect is. And so it makes people say, hey, I want to keep up with these people who are giving, and I want to give to you too. So that's a nice little touch at the bottom that'll allow you to possibly get more people to give. Speaking about giving, that is going to be your next page. You're going to want to list all the ways that you can give. So can people give by check or cash? You're going to want to give them an address that they can send check or cash. You're also going to want to provide maybe an email address that's connected to a Zelle account, some form of online payment. If you don't have access to an online payment, you may be able to partner with a church or your home church and say, hey, if people give, and put a note in the caption that it's for this church plant, would you be willing to work with me on that? And they may be willing to work with you. And so these pages are very vital to your launch plan, because you need to get those funds in. That's what the launch plan is essentially for, is getting those funds in so you can launch your church. Now, the last essential page is going to be the contact us page. You want people to be able to contact you, so you're going to need your phone number, email address, socials. If you have a website, go ahead and put that on there as well. And this page is essentially your cap page that says, hey, we want you to connect with us and we're available to you. Now I'm going to give you 3 extra pages that you can add as either something that's interesting or something that's different from the other churches that may be doing the same type of launch plan. And that first page is highly recommended. It's a core values page. You want to have this in your launch plan, even though it's one of the extras and it's not the mandatory. You want to have it in your launch plan because you are creating the culture of your church. I believe it's Peter Drucker who says, culture eats strategy for breakfast. In this launch plan, you're strategizing. You're making sure that all your ducks are in a row. But culture eats strategizing for breakfast. You want to have an awesome culture, and listing your core values in your launch plan automatically starts to create that culture, create that environment that you want in your church plant. The second page that you can add extra is going to be a cover letter from you. And I know if you're familiar with turning in resumes to businesses, you're familiar with cover letters, but this cover letter is going to be a little different. Again, this is not the bio. This is not saying, hey, look at me, look at what I've done, look at my accomplishments. This is saying, hey, I'm so glad that you decided to read this. I want to tell you a little bit about me, tell you a little bit about my family, and I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to read this launch plan. And so adding a cover letter just adds that finesse touch that says, hey, this is important to me. I want this to succeed. And then the last and final extra page that you can add is an endorsement page. And with this, all you have to do is ask some of your mentors, some of your leaders, some of the people that are really pushing you and are behind you. Ask them to give you a short 2 to 3 sentence recommendation that you can add to this launch plan that shows other people that there's other people backing you. There's other people behind you that knows that you can do this. And by doing that, you will increase your credibility with those who are planning to give to your church plant. Now, those are all the pages. And I know that that's a lot of information. What you want to do is you may want to go back through this video and write down some of the things that I mentioned in each page. For instance, you'll want to write down, hey, I need a photo of my city. And then as you get that list, you want to check off those things. Once you've checked off that list, you will see another video in the next couple of weeks that shows you how to create this launch plan in Canva. Canva is a graphic design software that you can go online and create all this, and I will show you step by step what to do. And all you have to do, subscribe to the channel so that you can get more information later. Like this video, make any comments, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much. I hope you have an epic day.